Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Share Your Spark podcast. This is Drago Santosha, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the gift of not belonging. There are two things we need to understand in order to heal, transform the wound of rejection, the limiting belief, and transform it into a gift. So, first of all, it's remembering who you truly are, your divine essence, your inheritance, your gifts. And then the second one, it's being reflected by others. So I will share with you my story, which follows exactly these two steps, and it will be much more clear. But first of all, it's coming back to who you truly are, to your essence, and remembering that. Because if we live our lives trying to please others, to be accepted, to lose our center, to gain value, love from outside, we're gonna actually make that wound, that inner emptiness, even higher and stronger if we give our power away. This is what I did for most of my life, because even from childhood, I felt like something is off here, right? But I developed this protection mechanism of the ego, trying to people please, to be in the center of attention, to gather people. But I would do it from a mask, right? It was not my authentic self, because in events, in parties, in networking events, I would gather people, bring community together. But then in more normal situations, I would realize I don't feel comfortable being around people, because we are not witnessed for who we truly are. And then we develop a personality, either people pleasing or attracting people and making them laugh, enjoy, or whatever, or we withdraw, right? We separate. We feel I don't belong here, something is wrong, right? So we either separate, or if we go and merge with others, we do it from an unauthentic place, which is actually so damaging for our soul, for who we truly are, because we are losing ourselves. So that's why the first step, it's coming back through to our essence. And this is what happened to me after having all these activities and building this community and all these events, doing a cafe and a lot of events and social projects and so on. All of a sudden, after my awakening, I withdrew, and everybody was wondering what is happening with you, right? Like, it was not normal. But I needed space, and it took me a few years of deep meditation, inner practices, to stay in silence, to remember who I am, to heal my inner child, to my energy body, my nervous system, like the whole process of integration, of embodiment. So from that space, I switched from very engaged with the outside world and with people, relationships, to being more like a hermit, like a monk, which for a period was very blissful actually for me. Being in this phase, it was probably the most blissful years of my life, staying in divine communion, in this bliss state, in so much gratitude, connection with the nature, like with tears would come out of my eyes just with no reason, just by being. And I thought, this is how I'm going to spend my whole life, because it feels so good. I found out what I was actually searching for all my life. But then, of course, because we have a karma, we have some energies to process, and we have a dharma, a mission, a soul calling, which are energies within us that won't let us stay for long enough to do whatever is comfortable for us, because this became my new comfort zone, the monk identity. But then life invited me to step up, to share, to help others in their process of awakening and sharing their gifts, their aligning with their soul mission. And it was very hard for me to make this shift again, to come out into the world, because my energy body became very sensitive, my nervous system, through so much inner work and purification. But I had to do it. And what I did a couple of years ago, I went to Bali, and first of all, I exposed myself to new circumstances, new people, new relationships. It was very hard. I had a big resistance for that because the old wound was activating. And I remember after I came back home. I needed some time to integrate that experience. Then I came back to Bali, and I remember going to this workshop. It was a sacred union workshop with circles of men and women together. It was a beautiful experience. I resonated with more people from there. But I still, at the break, the lunch break, I remember even now, I withdraw myself. I went into a swing. Everybody went to eat, and I was staying alone. And the old wounding came up. The story: you don't belong here. People don't see you, don't recognize you, and so on. And then something very important happened. I shift that story, and I chose to interrupt that pattern, that story, and made a totally different action, which was after the workshop. I spoke with some people from there, which I resonated with because it was very hard opening experience and connection. And I created a WhatsApp group, and from 2-3 people started to grow. Then others invited others. Then we did a physical workshop, an experience, a sharing, and so on. It grew. We made it also online, and now it's the Light Leaders circle, right, with the Share Your Spark community. And now we're wanting to expand that vision, even to create a bigger summit, to invite other speakers. So only that thing changed from one decision. First of all, remembering who I am, right? Standing in my power. I didn't have a problem with that, but still the old wounding came up, because we need also to be reflected, so our lights to be seen from the right people. Because when we give our power away and we expect to be witnessed, to be seen, to be understood from the wrong people who don't get us, then it actually makes it even worse, right? But when we are being seen, reflected from the people who get us, who live on the same frequency, values, who understand you even without saying too much, because they get your energy and where you're coming from, then something very healing happens. So for me, that happened by switching this pattern and taking aligned action to meet together people who are aligned from my new real identity, and everything changed. And now it's evolving into this community. So by the way, if you're feeling cold and you're resonating with this message and want to have this experience, to be seen, witnessed, to share with people who get you, I invite you to join the Share Your Spark community. We'll find the link in the description, and you can come to one of our online gatherings, or we'll have a live gathering in Bali if you happen to be there. But it's a place where we go into smaller groups. We have a specific theme of the session, of the meeting, and it's very transformative, because we feel we are alone and nobody gets us. There's something wrong with us. And this kind of disintegrates that lie and lets you align with your true essence. So I hope this video made sense for you. I hope you resonated with it. And remember 2 steps: coming back to who you truly are, remembering your divine inheritance, your true essence, who you truly are, and then breaking that pattern, because there are people who are waiting for you to show up in your true essence. And when that interaction, that exchange is made in a most aligned and authentic way, it is so healing and transformative. So I hope I'll see you if you consider joining the group. And until the next video, all the best. Namaste.